Gentlemen, welcome to Halloween Daily, where every day's Halloween. Thanks so much for talking to us today.
Thanks for having us. Right before you hopped on, we weren't sure, is this a Halloween the holiday centric outlet, or is it a Halloween the film franchise outlet? And now that I see all of your Halloween film
Yeah.
stuff, I can say with confidence, this is just about the holiday.
Yes, it is. It is all things Halloween, and of course, this great new series that we're talking about today is going to be going to be airing during the Halloween season, premiering.
Oh yeah.
So a lot of people are going to be watching it during Halloween and are going to be really loving it. As I've been, they haven't sent us the final two episodes yet, but everything I've seen so far, I love this show. My first question, though, music is such a big part of it. How much fun was it for you guys to put together this soundtrack? And were there any songs that maybe you wanted to include but weren't able to for any reason?
Yeah, so I can't talk about I can't talk about our music in the show without giving a shout out to our music supervisor, Jen Malone, who you could throw her the most obscure pull, B-side, cover, something that probably doesn't even exist on an album. And she would go track the rights down and she would find it and get them no matter what it costs to go get it, she would get it. Even things that I kind of threw out as just like, maybe we can get this, she would hunt it down and get it. And she was so, so awesome. She got us so many cool things. Um, in terms of, something that we weren't able to get, there was only one in the entire show. There's only one song we didn't get to use, and that was the song Beth by Kiss. We wanted to use it in a sweet romantic moment between Dylan and Judith, um, but apparently the fine folks over at Kiss had a religious obligation to sharing that song with our show and our content. So who knew that the Knights in Satan service had such strict guidelines for who got to use their songs? But respectfully, we accepted their decision and had our composer create something for the moment that worked perfectly well.
Absolutely. Well, I love the soundtrack, and I love all the needle drops you were able to get in there because there's a lot of great ones. The film, I mean, it's obviously got its horror elements, but it touches on a lot of different genres, and I love the setting of the late '80s and the Satanic Panic. David, can you tell us just a little bit about where this whole project originated for you?
Well, it's interesting. I came to the project after Matt had written the pilot script, and so everything that's important in the show was in that script, and so that really is a an important question for Matt. He is the creator of the show, and I'm going to throw it back to him, and he can sort of
Sure.
talk about how he conceived it.
Yeah, so I first wrote this pilot back in 2019, and something that was just on my mind then and kind of hasn't left my mind since is how this anxiety over the fact that it seems more and more like facts and objective reality is not as firm as it used to be. These things are starting to feel a little bit more malleable to more people every single day, and you can just kind of see reality changing for a lot of people based on whatever they're taking in. I didn't want to talk about that in today's world. I didn't want to write a story about that in today's world because that's just too depressing. Instead, why don't we look back in time at some point in the not too distant past where this has happened again, or happened before, I should say, in the Satanic Panic of the 1980s, where people were being told that the Smurfs were brainwashing your children and, trying to get them to become sleeper cell Satanists. So I thought it would be so much fun to play with, to play with this world of heavy metal music, horror movies, even like the John Hughes teen drama comedies, that kind of thing. And also I'll tie it together with the world that I was raised in, which is a small suburb in Southeast Michigan. Just try to build that environment, build that setting, because my small town is somewhere where this could absolutely take place in.
Absolutely. It definitely immersed me back in that era growing up. I was a little bit younger than the high school kids in the show. And so many great shout outs to the 80s, including some great Halloween centric stuff like Dr. Loomis, and Halloween 3
Mhm.
even gets a shout out. Even Ben Cooper
Uh-huh.
costumes, which I
Yep.
love. Um,
Yep.
do you guys enjoy Halloween yourself in real life? Do you obviously you seem to have an affinity for it with some of those deep cut references?
Yeah, I think I probably do more than David, if I had to
Oh,
guess.
no, I mean, Halloween is my favorite holiday.
Oh,
Nice.
okay.
Yeah, no question.
Oh, I know.
The Halloween decorations in my house are always this joy that and the scaring the little kids who come to the door now, and then as a kid dressing up was always so exciting. But go ahead, Matt. I'm sorry.
Yeah, more specifically to the Halloween like franchise,
Oh, the
I
franchise.
that
Oh, I'm sorry.
that was no, we're talking about both.
Okay.
Yeah.
I when I was about 4 or 5 years old, my dad had this tradition of every Thursday he would iron his clothes for the week and put a VHS tape on and watch that while he's ironing. This Thursday, I come home from school and he doesn't hear that I'm home. So I'm kind of sneaking through the house and peek my head around the corner, and he's ironing and watching the original Halloween. Mind you, I'm 4 or 5 years old. I just kind of slink into the room and sit behind the couch and watch it from behind the couch, unbeknownst to him, up until the point where Michael pins the guy up to the wall and then does the creepy head tilt look. And I was so scared, I gasped out loud. And my dad looked over and saw me there and just felt like, "Ugh, how long have you been watching?" I said, "Basically from the beginning." He said, "All right, well, then just come on up and finish it." And I came up and sat on the sofa and watched the rest of it. And then it kind of seemed like the floodgates were broken in that moment. And so, in a way, Halloween was really like for
You
me.
froze up there.
So me for that one.
You froze up there,
Awesome.
Matt.
It sounds like it was definitely a
Whoop.
very pivotal moment for you.
Yes. Am I back? Am I better?
Yes.
You're back. You're back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a pivotal film. I don't know how much you guys could hear, but yeah, you
Well,
get
I
it.
heard you. I heard you say that it opened kind of the floodgates in a lot of
Yeah,
ways, and really kind of was pivotal in shaping the direction that your life would take up to now. It sounds like.
absolutely. Absolutely. I wouldn't have become a horror fan if not for that film.
I love that. I love that. And David, I love hearing that you go all out for Halloween. I
Oh,
mean, it's obviously it's our favorite time of year, the most wonderful time of year. Um, they're telling me I got an extra minute or so. If you'll indulge us, we always try to ask when we have a chance, what is your favorite Halloween costume that you've ever worn? And do you have
Ooh.
a favorite Halloween treat?
as a kid, favorite Halloween treat was Chunky, the chocolate bar, because you wouldn't get those pretty, but if you got them, that was exciting. Um, and I in college, I did a pretty great Moses costume. I
Whoa.
made beard and hair, and I was very proud of that costume. People didn't recognize me because I look like Moses, so that was.
I
Nice.
as for treat, it would probably be Reese's of any variety. That was what I was always into. And for costume, one year I had a handmade Gene Simmons costume. Did the whole face paint. I had a wig, I had blood capsules, I had everything except the one problem was that my solution for platform boots was wearing my mom's high heels. And that is not a one-to-one. That doesn't work. Uh, I had blisters by the end of the day that
Oh,
were terrible. I fell down maybe 5 times. Picture, if you will, a 9-year-old Gene Simmons just wiping out left and right, going up and down the street. And that was Halloween 1999 for me.
I love it. I love it. Beautiful, beautiful. Great stories, guys. Well, again, I know you're super busy today, and I know our audience is absolutely going to love this show, Hysteria, premiering
Cool.
this October. I love it. Everything I've seen so far, I can't wait to see how it all wraps up. So, thank you again for talking to us. And of course, we want to wish you both a very, very happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween to you.
Thanks so much, Matt. Happy Halloween.